at Texas Pinball Fest 2019 still, and this time we have Joosten of Pinball Magazine with us. All the way from, where are you from again?
Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And if you don't know who Joosten is, Pinball Magazine is one of the greatest and maybe one of the only publications solely dedicated to pinball news.
Exactly. Well, pinball news and pinball history. It's like a book. I mean, seriously.
350 pages, right?
360 pages. My printer can't handle anymore.
So here, hold this. You hold my microphone. All right, just like this. All right, tell me about this book.
Okay, in this case, the 5th issue of Pinball Magazine, I dove into the career of legendary pinball designer Wayne Neyens. He used to work at Gottlieb in the 50s and 60s as a pinball designer. The man designed over 180 pinball machines. The best news?
Woodrails.
He's still alive. He's currently 100 years old. He's living in Arkansas. He's still living on his own, driving his own car, and he's a riot to talk to.
That is crazy. So you can get these awesome stories and prints, and how long did you spend with him to get 360 pages worth of amazing content?
Well, it's not all about him, but in regards to Wayne, I visited him like 4 years ago and then again 2 years ago. Both times I stayed a couple of days at his house and we discussed his games. The funny story is, the first time when I went, he was looking at very tiny old flyer images, brochure images of his game with just a small drawing, and I was like, no, that's not going to work. You're not going to see any detail. So when I went back, when I went home, I started taking pictures of all of his games, all 180.
So you came to the Museum of Pinball in Banning, California, and took some pictures too, right?
Exactly. And but I went all over the place. I also went to Paris. There's a pinball museum over there. Various shows, and wherever I saw a game designed by Wayne, I took pictures. So the second time I went back to Wayne was actually 2 years ago, prior to the Texas Pinball Festival. I asked Ed Vanderveen, the organizer of the show, can I borrow a projector? So I took a projector, and instead of having Wayne look at the photos on a computer, I actually beamed them on the wall in his living room. So we could watch them life-size, and that brought back all the memories and got me the stories.
Wow, so he looked at the pin and then just like instantly remembered the stories of how he made them 30, 40 years ago?
For a guy that's 100 years old, he remembers an insanely lot amount of games that he designed 60 years ago.
All these stories are in this book right here. How can people get this magazine?
I have a web shop. People should go to www.pinball-magazine.com.
Awesome. And so, Jonathan, in the digital age, you're sitting here making a 360 beautiful page print. Like, what's motivating you to just not go online with it? Like, what is this?
I don't think anybody's going to read 360 pages online. I mean, this is something...
Maybe, if it's about Wayne Neyens.
Well, when I started doing this, I wanted to create something. I did not anticipate it would be 360 pages for just a single issue. I wanted to do something in print that would be collectible and fun. I don't want to do a subscription model, because if people are like, oh, I don't know this Wayne Neyens guy, I don't like his games or whatsoever, I don't want to just stuff it down their throat in the sense like, well, you got a subscription, so you got to take it. So instead, it's just like, if you feel like buying it, you buy it. If you don't, that's fine with me too. And that's about it. And I felt I wanted to create something that's collectible. So it is in print. I really took care of my layout, at least I hope I did. So everybody keeps telling me that I'm doing a phenomenal job. So I guess there must be some truth in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is number 5?
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
So what do we have to look forward to for number 6, and when will it come out? I know, too soon?
No, it's not too soon. I'm hoping to finish issue. I still have to get started on issue 6, sort of. But issue 6 will be on the career of pinball legend Python Angelo. And trust me, that guy was a legend.
Who is he? I'm pin ignorant right now.
Okay. Python Angelo was a character. He is the guy that came up with the idea of Pinball Circus, which is basically a pinball machine in a video game cabinet, upright. You might have seen it in Las Vegas in the Pinball Hall of Fame. That's one of his stuff. But he is the guy who came up with Pinbot. He invented that, and then he worked with the designer to realize those ideas. He was more of a conceptual designer in the sense that the guy was, okay, I can't say he was drunk and on drugs all the time, but
Where else would the inspiration come from?
so you get an idea what type of character he was. He was very outspoken, and he was very creative. He really was a good artist. He did the artwork for the most of his games. And he was always pushing the boundaries, not only for the designs, but also of the people that he worked with, which explains that nobody wanted to work with him anymore.
So what does he do now? Is he still around?
Sadly, he died 5 years ago.
So how do you go about getting more information about him from someone that's already passed?
Luckily, I was able to spend some time with him before he passed. So I spent 2 weeks at his place in total, and the interviews that we recorded are already transcribed, and that's like 181 pages already. And then I need to do the side articles and add the photos, and so I'm afraid we're looking at another 360-page issue coming up for issue 6.
Don't be afraid of that. That's awesome. We want all the content, all the pinball content. Your books are beautiful, and may I call them books because that's a big magazine. That is a nice, solid book you're getting.
It's a weapon. If I hit you on the head with this, you need surgery.
I got a hard head, though. So.
Don't tempt me.
All right, so we're at Texas Pinball Fest. What has been the most exciting thing this year, since you've come to the show quite a lot?
I've been here, I think, for the last 5 years, every year. We do a quiz over here. I'm honored to open the seminar show together with my friend Martin Agep of Pinball News. We do the So You Think You Know Pinball quiz, where we get prizes from all the manufacturers, and we basically ask questions, and the people who know the most answers win prizes.
Ask me some questions.
Oh, God. What are you doing later tonight?
Yes. Did I get it right?
Okay, I was kidding. That was an open door. Sorry for that. It was too easy. I realized that. But
You said you weren't going to go there.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Anyway, no, but getting back to your question, because I'm talking about my quiz, but I don't think my quiz is the most awesome thing at this show. What the most awesome thing at this show is the people. I haven't been here for 5 years. I run into you. I run into Antoinette. The people from Marco, who I see at every show where I almost go. It's like you become family.
We are family, right?
Right.
Every year, it's a family reunion here. It's great.
Exactly, but that's the beauty of it. I mean, there's 500 games here. Seriously, there's 500 games here. Yeah.
I said earlier 250, and they looked at me like, "Can you not count Emoto?"
It's 500. Yeah. But you're a little girl. You couldn't see them in the back. I get that.
I have my Marco still now, so.
Yeah. Okay. But it's the people, and the funny thing is, like I said, 500 games, and I hardly play any pinball the entire weekend. Because I'm more socializing with the people. I'm happy to see those people. They want to talk to me. I want to talk to them. I want to play the new games, and that's what I do. Occasionally I run into something that I haven't seen or that's new to me. That could be an old game that I've never seen before, so I want to play that. But I'm not walking up to a Twilight Zone, which I can play almost any time if I want to. So instead I prefer talking to people, socializing, and The good thing about this show is we got designers here being flown in from Chicago or the Chicago area. So last night I spent a couple of hours in the bar with Mark Ritchie, who is a pinball designer, Dennis Nordman, who's a pinball designer. I both had interviews with them in my magazine, published earlier. And it's just so great hanging with these guys. So those are the highlights.
Absolutely. It's all about the people here. And Texas Pinball Fest has like every designer and industry professional all want to come here. So, and then you just hang out with them, right? Everyone's so super.
Everybody's so super cool. Everybody's approachable, and you can talk to them like they're normal people.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for bringing your books. If you guys go to the Pin Sound booth, you can maybe get a copy, but you're probably going to have to go online because they go quick.
They go very quick. I was thinking like, okay, I thought I shipped enough, but apparently I didn't. So, but pinball-magazine.com is my website. While I'm plugging the stuff here, we do a free monthly newsletter with a summary of all the things happening in the industry of pinball. If you want to stay up to date on that, simply subscribe to that newsletter. We're not spamming anybody. It's just once a month a newsletter with a summary of all the news that happened in the month before. Martin and I, who I briefly mentioned, we're also doing a podcast where we're discussing that.
What's your podcast?
It's the Pinball Magazine and Pinball News audio podcast. We had an interview with the show organizer Ed Vanderveen. We also did an interview with Jerry Stellenberg of Multimorphic, who is, by the way, making the most innovative pinball right now. It's insane. And their technology is so 3 steps ahead of everybody else. Just wait for them to get the killer game out, and then everybody will be on board.
People aren't ready for P3 yet, but it's here and it's just growing. Although I will say Cosmic Kart Racing is having a really good time at the show. I keep seeing people battling and racing.
It's a very cool game. It has a slight learning curve, understanding what you have to do, but once you do, it's just a blast playing it.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. If you haven't picked up a copy of Pinball Magazine number 5 with Wayne Neyens as the look at this guy. And then we have Antoinette and Jack Danger and Scott Denisi down here. Who's this guy?
That's Dave Gottlieb.
Oh.
No, that's okay. That's the boss of...
Duh.
Doesn't matter.
Mr. Gottlieb himself.
Also in the magazine. So it's not just Wayne Neyens, but there are side stories, like you said, with Antoinette, Jack Danger, Scott Denisi's in there, and a bunch of other people. So go online, check it out, and if you want to get a taste, let me round this up by mentioning this. I did create a free supplement to the magazine, which is a free download on the website. So that's an interview with pinball designer John Osborne, let me get it right, who is the guy who designed Haunted House and a couple of other great pins. He worked with Wayne as well, which was a good reason to integrate it. But that's completely for free, available on the website as a free PDF download. So go there. If you like that, then maybe you want the entire magazine and read more about it. So
Yeah, totally. We'll put a little link under our video so you guys can see the sneak peek, and then you're going to want more. So go ahead and order the magazine. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
thank you. Thank you for having me.